last time we got a lot of exploration around the world of Betrayer, seeing exactly what's going on and like what you need to do to actually interact with it. But now at this point in time, it's all about, okay, gotta go find the bell, find the other world, hit up the totems, which should make this a little bit more efficient going from here on out. Also, additionally, I now know that you can, in fact, destroy crates. I didn't even realize that in the first episode, but yes, this is a first-person shooter. Of course you can destroy crates. Mm-hmm. Like, why would you not be able to? And of course they have stuff inside of it.
No,
the time to crate in Betrayer, I think, is actually literally second one. Like, the first thing you do is you wake up on shore and you see a crate.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, obviously being in the sentry post area, we are indeed looking for the sentry post. And also, I guess, more red misted conquistadors around here, but whatever. At this point in time, I feel like I can deal with them easier than a lot of the other enemies that exist.
So those things that are running down the road are the conquistadors, or is it like, are those just?
It might
like
be a little bit
bosses?
hard to see, but if you see like a dude glowing with red sexual energy, that is indeed a conquistador.
Okay. Again, that's
and if you see
accurate.
hit sparks coming off of them, they yet again have their arrows bouncing right off their armor, which is still one of the most annoying things about this game. I swear, there's so many times that I fight these guys, and it's, even though I feel like I can dodge them pretty easily, like the arrows literally bounce right off of them half the time.
When you hit the corpses, does that matter, or is that just like a design thing? Like, oh, it's interactable.
No, that was just me being a jerk.
Okay.
Me disrespecting the I don't know, people that died in a volcano apparently around here.
Don't disrespect the people hustling for a volcano.
No, well, yeah, there's no reason I'm doing that. I'm just doing it.
Now, are the red?
Well, we found out in the first episode that you can in fact destroy those. I didn't even realize that at first, and I remember when I was recording that it's like you could see how surprised I was when I could in fact destroy one of those guys. So now I just do it whenever I see them.
The red circles on the map, are they just like, are those where the totems are that you need to cleanse?
I think specifically, what did I have? I have notes. So going forward in the series here, the plan is that I'm going to still be getting like all of the collectibles everywhere, and definitely at least showing each one of the save points that I'm going to be unlocking. But the major thing that I'm going to be trying to hit up are the notes, because of course they're kind of like the most important lore thing in the game. You don't really need to see me going around and collecting, say, chests comparatively.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's so at least for right now, the basic flow of events is going to be, wait, new enemy type.
Okay, so it's
I guess
going a different
the ash
color.
guys that I was destroying in the camp. Every other one of them was not a big fan of me doing that, and now they're actually attacking me.
Wow, I can't imagine why.
Yes, no, I can't imagine why. But anyway, they are faster than the conquistador guys, but they also do not have armor on, so yeah, half my arrows don't bounce right off of their heads.
Yeah.
Oh, not that I'm even aiming for their heads half the time. Yeah, they do extra damage and everything, but I'm going to be real with you. I'm still not very good at first-person shooters.
Now, are the ash ghosts coming after you because you attacked a few of them, or is it just random?
No, the first time that I played the game, it's like this is just like a new enemy type introduced in this area regardless.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Because, like, yeah, the first time that I was playing it, I did not attack any of those. I was very... because I didn't even think to.
Or you just didn't want to trigger an event accidentally.
No, I mean, I don't know. This game, as it existed, didn't really seem like the sort... Yeah, I'm cheesing it out again. just using the terrain to my advantage. No, I mean, this sort of game, it's like it didn't really seem like the sort that would allow you to just kind of destroy objects like that, which is why I also didn't try to destroy the crates either until kind of messing around with them a little bit more.
Can I ask, this is probably a really dumb question, but is in first-person shooters, is the curvature of the Earth markedly increased so that they can have things behind like a draw distance, like or behind a horizon?
I think usually it's like a little bit of mist or something. I mean, very famously, fog of war. Fog of war is usually how they deal with that.
Okay.
Famously, of course, Silent Hill used that to great effect in like the horror and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can see at this point in time, I have a much better handle of kind of what I'm doing in general.
Yeah. Like this is
this is no longer me trying to be stealthy or anything, and this is going to be something of a theme for the rest of the series. I'm just like dooming my way through everything. Which yes, everything does take a good 30 seconds and whatnot to reload, so it is not. You can't literally go in here and start blasting with your musket shotgun, but well, let's just say that something's going to change regarding that pretty soon.
Okay.
In a way that you might not expect for a game like this.
I just had a really weird meta thought I'd like to share, just to put it out there. It's kind of weird.
Well, did you put your hand up? Because otherwise somebody else in the class might also want to answer as well.
Well, no, I didn't put my hand up. I'm putting my hand up now, teacher. I was just thinking it's weird how
second guy, I'm calling on you.
It's just kind of weird that you are literally, like, in some sense, just like a professional gamer. And you're like, a lot of these Let's Plays are done by people who do it professionally. So it's kind of like you're actually watching a professional do this. Like, you don't usually, I don't know if we think of Let's Plays that way.
I don't know if I would.
Kind of a weird,
I feel like I don't.
I mean,
professional would imply that I'm better at this.
No,
mostly.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know.
I suppose in the sense that I do make some money from this.
Well, I don't even mean that. I just mean it's Let's Plays are,
playing video games professionally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I love that concept because let's be honest here. If you were to go talk to like 5-year-old me or something and be like, yo, in the future, your job is going to be playing video games, I would be like, this is truly, we live in the best version of planet Earth.
Yes. But
I mean, it's also like, I'm not quite doing that professionally.
And then it's like, oh, and then the monkey's paw is like, okay, but everything else is going to be bad.
It's not everything's
not everything.
Okay, anyway.
But yeah.
Yeah, so you can see the basic. Okay, these guys here. Yeah, I got snuck up on by by some of the Ash guys. And,
I like that red filter when you die.
Yeah, sort of, because I'm trying to like duck behind the wall here pretty often to not worry, so that I can actually reload the damn musket. But here's where things have changed. You might notice here, not using the gun as much right now.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I seem to be one-shotting every single enemy I'm coming across with melee.
Oh, so the musket breaks the game.
No, the musket does not break the game. As it turns out, you got like little equipable charms that you can have on, and they do stuff like make you 5% faster, or like allow you to reload your gun slightly more quickly. Then there's the one that increases your melee damage by like 500%.
500%.
And I'm just like, wait a second.
So this was.
I think I may have figured out how I'm going to play the rest of this game.
Yeah, see, and that's actually why I was bringing up not that specifically, but the thing where you were like, I think I figured out this game a little bit more than last time, and you're like,
Yeah, and that's... Yeah, so
you figured out
when I was saying
move.
that I was going to Doomguy my way through everything, I mean I'm going to Doomguy my way through everything as if I had like the chainsaw. And there's something actually pretty satisfying. You can see, like, I'm just... Like, I'm sitting here, I am like running circles around enemies as I'm reloading stuff and then just like one-shot meleeing them. This is not really the direction that I expected the game to go, but it is the direction that it did end up going. Was
this intentional? Did they intend to put that in there as a cheesy tactic where, it's a melee, does 500% damage?
It's not the cheesiest. You do have to get within melee range to melee characters.
Okay, that's fair. But It is significantly.
Like, yo, I am like one-shotting every single enemy at this point in the game.
It is significant. It's not a cheesy strategy, but it is significantly better than every other strategy, and it's also a one-shot kill for most enemies.
Because the other thing that happens is that, and you'll see this in this episode, you can get upgrades to your healing so that you get more healing.
Uh-huh.
And then you just kind of go in just using a stim pack every once in a while to top off if you end up taking too much damage.
Uh-huh. And I feel like this game should not have stim packs unless they're like explained as like, oh, it's tobacco.
They're water skins.
Oh, okay.
They're water skin packs.
What is a water skin pack? Is that like just like...
It is literally a bladder filled with water.
Okay, I guess,
that is your healing in this game.
If it was like, like filled with like electrolytes, like, I don't know, Gatorade or Pedialyte or something.
Nope,
like,
barrels of water.
Okay. Well, maybe that soaks in, like it's minerals from the water,
Well, anyway, hey, here's something actually kind of different. I was saying that, like, I got the idea of what's going to be happening, like, as you go through these areas. It actually switches back and forth between two different styles. Sentry Post here is the second one. So the first one, obviously, to even get through the gate, I needed to cleanse each one of the totems. This one, on the other hand, you can just go to the next area. But you can still go into the other world and cleanse totems. It's just the totems now will open up special chests for you instead.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So this is actually like, it's not always, going to the other world, go around to each one of the totems, but the more bigger areas, the more important areas are like that still.
Okay.
But here, now I got my third water skin.
Okay. And water skins.
So yeah, cleansing the totems does give you some pretty good stuff.
Okay. You gotta know when to totem.
I mean, which is always. I did pretty much 100% complete this game, by the way.
Okay. And I guess it was really hard with these.
It's just, yeah, no, you can tell. The charms give you like plus 500% to your melee damage.
I mean, clearly when you do that, those are intended to be used. At a certain point, you put that item in the game, and do you think this is an...
Look at this! Look at this!
Just took down a conquistador with a single blow.
It's like, I want to say that, yeah, they intend, but you remember they started out being like, hey, use stealth and make sure you move with the wind. And now here I am just running up and slashing everything in one hit.
I can say, I think history definitively would have been changed if you could kill a conquistador at close range that easily.
Yeah, and they just ragdoll right on the ground after a single hit. And now there is something of a cooldown in between using melee, so it's not like you can literally just mash the button, but it's pretty fast.
Yeah, like I'm just picturing like Cortez walking side by side with someone and just like walking down, a street, and then Cortez trips and he falls and he just blows up into 1,000 pieces. Oh, whoops. Sorry, I was wearing the ambulance.
That is more or less what these characters are acting like right now. I guess it makes sense. Like, look at how easily that guy destroyed that box.
I wish you had told me this.
That is such a first-person shooter way for a box to be destroyed, by the way.
We would have gotten this recorded a lot sooner if you told me that this was so funny. Like, I didn't.
I swear I told you that it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, partway through the video, this is going to turn into a melee playthrough.
That is...
the game turns into Doom, and I'm just going to be running around stabbing conquistadors and skeletons in the face.
Okay, you might have mentioned
also this. Which, once again...
Now, is this a reference to something like the crawling thing? Like, I know that... Is that like a specific horror genre thing? Because I've seen that in other things
couldn't
before.
tell you, but yeah, now the clay the ashen statues here are actually just straight up coming to life and like crawling towards me, and then I just stab them in the face and they die.
Mm-hmm.
I did not all of them, but a pretty decent amount, and obviously I can't actually use this as a fast travel point until I get rid of all of them.
Did medieval places like actually have stocks everywhere?
I mean, medieval. This is actually part of some of the... Yeah, the melee range, though, is sometimes a little bit hard to predict, which is that's, I guess, the price you pay.
Like, I feel like even then, it's like, you wouldn't, like,
Yeah.
put 1,000 people in the stocks. It would be, like, one person. And it's because they're a witch or something.
There is, in fact, like a story explanation, but since I'm not really doing a lot of the side stories, we're mostly just kind of going through the areas for right now. I'm going to be doing the main story, but I got to say, it's just like, some of those side stories were just like, had me rolling my eyes. Like, oh my god. Oh, we did go through one of them, actually, back in the first episode.
Oh, okay. Was it that one with, like, the
Right.
dead guy and his wife?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. I mean, everyone's dead.
No, not the corn. Well, anyway, I'm still using the longbow for most of the stuff because that does like what am I thinking of? Reset faster, reload faster. My God, I'm playing a first-person shooter. I should know these basic terms. But yeah, it's like it's as powerful as the guns are. My tiny switchblade is that much faster.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and then once you actually unlock this place, there's also conquistadors that decide to come in. They really made this like an entire horde battle here. And I'm trying to look at each one of the lore things so that you actually get like something of an idea of what's going on. But yes, my thirst for knowledge kind of put me in a little bit too much danger there.
I think you should go berserk and have the red filter on you when you're about to die. I don't think it should kill you by going into the red filter. I feel like that would be a nice contrast.
I mean, I already am, literally going around and meleeing everybody. Well, sometimes. Obviously, like I said, you do put yourself... A lot of the other characters do have ranged weapons, and you do put yourself at risk by, like... You do have to, like, run into enemies to actually use melee.
It's not
So the more prudent way to do this is to use range. It's just...
It's a little bit slow.
It's also very... Wow. It's also very fun just to like, play this like Doom. I don't know... come on! But I just wanted to keep that one in just because it's like, oh, seriously? It's like, I got you.
I love the way that they run around and move. Like, they move, like, so...
The AI is simple in this game, let's just say.
They move around like the proverbial chicken with its head cut off.
There we go. And then one more time. One more. God, this is such a huge horde. And the dude's like, even at the time, I mean, yeah, like a lot of the reasons why I failed there was mostly because I was just kind of being impatient. Because it's like, I already cleared out the town of the Ash, guys. Is that not good enough? Anyway, okay. One more. And are we good? An arrow? Oh, yeah. No, probably. I didn't even realize that was missing.
The clapper for a bell.
Well, yeah, because, the basic flow is that you got to find the bell, and that's what sends you into the other world.
Is that what the inside thing that taps the bell is called? The clapper?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's called.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, so you can tell the maiden about ghosts that you've helped out here, and in between each one of the areas, by the way, I do fully clear the previous area, just in case you're wondering about that.
Okay.
Doesn't really do too much of anything; just kind of gives like a little bit of a comment on it, but this is not really showing it in the series.
Now, is that woman dead, or are we all dead, or is everyone dead? Or just you?
Well, I think if you've been paying attention to the lore, you would still not know.
Okay.
It is surprisingly few betrayals currently. Hey. Oh, come on. Why did they choose this place to be like the most attacked place in the entire game?
Is there anything special about this town?
No more so than anywhere else in this game.
Okay.
But Yeah, it is. What was I saying here? I don't remember.
I don't remember either, and I don't remember.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh yes. There still have yet to be any betrayals in the game. That's right.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to, 20 minutes in here, say that we've been going for about an hour and a half now, give or take. 0 betrayals.
Yeah. No. Well, I feel like this game,
Bonk again.
you have to have like a relationship established before there's a betrayal. Like, it doesn't make sense to do that. We've talked about this, I think, but like, there's not a lot of like good guys here who are, or people who are on the same team. Even it just feels like there's skeletons. I conquistadors.
A lot of skeletons.
Are there any alliances that even from which
an unconscionable amount of skeletons?
From which a betrayal might emerge?
Do you think that there's anything like inherently? Does the skeleton capture the essence of betrayal?
No, it captures the essence of spooky.
Very true. Very true. We are in the other world right now.
Well, even in this world, we all have skeletons.
Hey, look, water.
Wow.
And I'm just like, huh. Hey, can I? No. It's just okay.
Water looks really weird.
You can go in the water, but I guess it doesn't really do any. I think that's actually the only place that water appears in the entire game as well.
So, weird FPS question. What's up with or I guess this is like a game engine question. The water is completely opaque. Now, you think that's like that even if the filter was removed?
Unreal Engine 3, I want to say.
Okay. I feel like, because I know.
From the time we got Unreal Engine 4, you had much. This is, like I said, that's also like the only time that we get a body of water that isn't the starting, sea that you washed out of in the entire game.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like it's totally opaque, and I even tried like ducking down into it, and I didn't get any lower.
Mm-hmm.
I just got closer.
Looks like ink or something.
Okay, well, an unholy scream has echoed out. We are doing the totems again.
Okay.
Like I said, every area has totems, but in areas when you have big forts or whatever, that's when they're new enemy. That's when they're actually required to progress.
Now, we all have skeletons, but all of us don't turn into spooky skeletons. So what's causing the skeleton to exist, or is that not explained?
Maybe we'll find out in the future. Maybe.
That sounds like a no.
Okay. What? I didn't say that.
Like, because I feel like
anyway.
Are there?
Well, maybe if you've been paying attention to the lore, you'd still not know. I'll just lay it out here right now.
Okay. I thought so. Okay.
We were talking about this before the start of the video here and everything, where it's just like, I'm interested in like what's up with like the skeletons and like the conquistadors, and I'm like, well, I mean,
would be a shame if none of that was ever explained.
Mm-hmm. Okay, another one that didn't actually have a battle royale down here makes that a little bit easier.
Well.
Then also you can see that I am doing like a little bit of ghost collecting here and there, even though, like I said, the main thing I'm looking for here are notes. We're at least going to go with 100% note playthrough, if nothing else.
Okay.
I mean, I'm doing 100% playthrough, period, but I'm also doing... but on screen here, we're seeing the notes.
Fact check, shoes were not actually invented in the age of discovery. They were only invented in...
The 1600s, I think?
No, they were invented in like the 1980s to sell sneakers.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It did. I mean, I do remember at that point in time that people were talking a lot about stepping into winning shoes. This is a reference that nobody's going to understand.
Well, in the 1960s and 70s, you would just you would walk
to a commercial.
Cars didn't really have engines. You would just walk and run under.
Most people watching this did not actually see.
Most people haven't seen the Flintstones, because that's where I'm going.
Oh God, I can only hope. Do we got to do the Flintstones bit again?
Do we have to explain what Flintstones? Yeah, like how you hate the cartoon.
So Flintstones are those weird like cartoon cavemen that sell you cereal and vitamins. See, they used to be very popular back in the day for reasons that I don't understand.
Well, it's a classic honeymooners reference. People were nostalgic for the honeymooners.
And because it was animated, it was put 24 hours a day on any sort of channel that boasts animation, and you didn't have anything else to watch. So
Are the Flintstones more popular today than the honeymooners?
absolutely, because the honeymooners are not selling you cereal.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I eat cereal every day.
Anyway.
I haven't eaten it in months. Years, maybe.
I had a bowl of Lucky Charms recently
Oh, okay. Oh,
because my parents like that cereal. I don't know. Yet again. By the way, I never actually explained what these guys are. They're mini Nidos. They attack you by running at you. They do get killed in one hit by melee, like everything else. But they usually do get a hit in on me first, which is kind of the bigger problem. They also have like metal skulls, so that means that they deflect arrows again. Although usually it only takes like two of them to take down one of those guys anyway.
Why would they have metal skulls? Is that explained?
Well, I mean, maybe as we get a little bit farther into the game, they'll explain. They're silver skulls. You can actually sell them
Oh, that's pretty cool.
for money.
Ooh, nice.
They drop them as like pickupables, and you get like 20
You sell them
monies.
You
for
sell
it.
them for gold. You sell them for gold doubloons.
I think it's literally called loot in this game.
They don't have gold doubloons. What the hell? Or pounds.
They do have gold doubloons. They're worth like 25 money.
Oh, okay. Why'd you have it separate?
You pick them up from the conquistadors. I feel like the theming is obvious here.
Why wouldn't you just use the English unit money? Like when it's
I don't know,
shillings.
because
And
it's the
doubloons.
idea that I guess you're bartering with John Howe, the merchant that exists in the game.
They don't have banks. Sorry.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, on a stream recently, we went through like the entire history of banks.
You did?
Yeah, because oh my god, do we need to go over the entirety of
no,
why
somebody saw
talked
you
about
said you were
banks?
talking about economics. No.
why we did the economics bit?
I knew there
Anyway,
was
so
yeah. So the idea is,
yeah,
you know that
it's like
barter is a myth.
The banks have existed since like ancient times, but the bank that is still in operation today, that is like the oldest, is like from the 1600s or so.
Yeah, that makes sense. Probably,
Which is around this time.
Probably
I suppose you wouldn't have banks here.
I'm guessing the oldest banks would be from like London.
Any more questions about banks?
You know that the barter was never like it's a myth. Like it's not like, I mean, there may have been ancient people who used barter, but it's like it's always kind of been like money has always been an exchange of favors in all its forms. Read David Graeber's Debt, the first 5,000 years. I don't know. A lot of people coming up to me at a party saying, "Did you know that barter?"
This is a regular conversation you get into.
Yeah, when I'm at parties.
I mean, I guess on these videos, maybe it is.
I want to dispel the myth of barter right here and now. Before I get to...
Right here and now on part 2 of Betrayer.
Exactly.
I don't know. Look, we're working with one guy. He assigns value to things. There you go.
Okay, there you go. There is an objective source of value in this universe, canonically.
Actually, there's like not, because you never actually meet the guy that's selling you stuff. He only just has these his stands set up around.
Well, but he exists and he he dictated the value for things. Okay.
Well, we might find out more. Don't worry, all of your questions and more will be answered definitely by part 3. What are you talking about? All of them. Well, give me a question right now, and I'll tell you that it's definitely going to be answered.
Okay. Is it explained why we're in the new world?
Well,
Remember, you said you told me it was going to be answered, and you're under oath.
it's definite. Yeah, that's definitely going to be answered. We're going to learn a lot about the main character.
I'm here with my cousin. My cousin is a notary, and they've been recording everything. That
I
we've
tried
been
to go
saying.
for the melee there, by
And
the way.
so you are actually under oath. You thought I was just asking.
Are you telling me that I'm going to go to? Wait.
You will go to federal prison.
Wait, hold up. I think this might be the biggest betrayal of the series so far.
I mean, yeah, I'm putting you in this impossible situation.
But the game was the true betrayer.
So it never explains why we're in the new world. Okay.
No, I know you get no information about
Okay.
who your character's even supposed to be. Anyway. It's super weird. Look, I went through everything, man. I did like 100% of everything. Aside from like some of the more obscure weird achievements or something where you have to kill like 200 enemies in stealth because stealth.
I like how the way to do this series has turned out to be just to completely like upset the idea that like this facade of confidence we're all putting on.
What do you mean?
All right. But anyway,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, are we in a different area than we were in the start? Like it's
yeah. This is the one after the previous fort area. Now this is again another one of the smaller areas that doesn't actually have the totem stuff to do.
Just as enemies
but
and lore.
but it does have like a lot of notes and everything. And I'm going around to each one of the save points, so we're at least going to see that if nothing else. Yeah, because everything is ranged, I'm trying not. This was totally worthwhile just to go and to get this singular note, by the way. But, yeah, what was I saying here? Yeah, I can just leave, but I'm not going to.
By the way, when you
more stuff to do.
When you kill them, do you see their eyes briefly? Like when you kill them up close?
Or when you get up close to them, yeah, they got like big old glowing red eyes.
Okay, because I was like, I thought I saw that, but then it was so brief that I didn't know. I was just
Don't worry, you'll be getting it. We'll be getting a melee range of plenty more characters.
Okay, fair enough.
As it turns out, by the end of the game, you'll be able to freeze frame on on pretty much every one of the enemies, really, in one way or another. Though eventually, I do get an even better weapon, and I do tend to use that.
What's going on there?
All right, then.
Okay.
Yep. So anyway, still though, I am also looking for the bell and everything too, as just kind of part of the basic flow of the game.
Mm-hmm. So is there?
Right.
Are you trying to like the thing with the bell? What's missing? Its clapper. Is that a recurring thing? Like you're finding items to fix things in the towns and stuff?
Yeah, there's points where you need to pick up the bell off the ground, and sometimes like the bell is not actually even close to the place where you need to put it.
Okay.
And you might need to like assemble the clapper and et cetera and so on.
Okay, so kind of a collection game where you're building up. Like, for example, like that shoe, there's a side quest that's referencing probably, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, you can't do side quests until you get the bell, which is right there, by the way.
Okay. Nice.
Because, they're all ghosts, and they only exist in the other world, and you need to use the bell to get to the other world. Mm-hmm. Every single area has a bell, and every single area has ghosts to help out.
Okay.
And Betrayer ultimately is a very straightforward sort of open world game where you can, in like the same vein as modern Ubisoft stuff.
Okay.
The bells you can kind of equate to the towers of those games, and then they got like a bunch of collectibles strewn about, whether they're chests or notes or ghosts to do stuff with. And the ghosts are never really a very advanced sort of quest. It's always just something along the lines of go talk to a different ghost or go find an object that's buried in the ground, which, because it's always marked on your map, you can even find well before you even find the ghost. So
Okay.
it's a simple. Oh, I guess you could call this a new enemy type. It's a like bee nest.
Oh.
I don't know. It's just when you get close to it, it deals damage to you.
Okay. Does it produce honey?
But if you can see it, you can shoot it with whatever sort of weapon and get rid of it entirely.
Do you get honey if you shoot it?
Right there is a little bit better look.
Yeah,
like it's a simple. So I gotta admit though that as I've been going through the game, as I was going through the game, that I did kind of get into it. It's a little bit, the open world design. I always feel like is not something that I'm usually into a lot, but I can still appreciate it. It's you're given a road strewn with collectibles or side quests or things to do, and it can be interesting just to to sit down and go through, get everything before moving on to the next area, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I was watching this video. I'm sure you've seen similar types of games like this, but like it was like a video on like how inventory systems have turned into they can make or break certain games. Like Resident Evil 4 was like a great, you remember that inventory
attaché case.
Yes, and you remember things like the Diablo inventory system, things like that. And I mean, they've made games that are just about like packing stuff into a warehouse, and I'm not even talking about
right now actually there's a very famous there's a game making the rounds, a free like demo called Backpack Hero, where it's literally entirely about inventory management.
Yeah, I imagine that those kinds of like it's similar to like the Tetris effect, except it's actually real life applicable. Like you ever play like we've been playing like puzzle games recently. You ever play a puzzle game?
Oh yeah. Currently on the channel, I got Patrick's Parabox,
which is a
Sokoban.
Yes,
Sokoban puzzle game like that, and that does have that same sort of style to it. True.
Mm-hmm. And you ever like play a puzzle game and then just like, ooh, I can clean my apartment right now. It would only take 3 minutes. Or I can put...
I've actually been very diligent about that lately.
I can sort
I am no longer living in squalor anymore. I'm actually living very cleanly at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, it's actually kind of like, I don't know what it is, but yeah, just like being able to clean stuff, whether in a video game or something like that, makes me that much more confident in my ability to do everything else.
Yeah, no, I know the feeling. Just, organizing. Cooking is very similar. Like, oh yeah, I actually cooked today.
It's a simple thing to accomplish, but it does. I think it pays dividends even in like video games.
Yeah,
when you do it well.
Mm-hmm. If I can organize my room, I can organize my life.
And then it's like the weird thing is that's actually how it's been for me as of late.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Oh God! Oh wait! This part actually, because again, I was very impatient. There is just a clown car out of this area. There's so many of them you have to kill. Like, my God. And, usually I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to go into melee everything. And it's like, you can see I got like 7 different dudes around me right now, and I've already killed 10.
I really like the idea of conquistadors coming out of a trireme or whatever. Not a trireme, but, whatever the galleys, just like conquistadors just pouring out of those like a clown car. That is actually...
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what happened, though.
Yes.
Like, literally. Okay. I think I even still had like 5 or 6 more enemies around there, even after I managed to take care of all of them. Just the big guys, of course, they are more tanky. They are the big enemy video game variant.
Just looking at this boat arriving at the shore. It's like, should we burn it? It's like we don't know who those people are. They could be, conquistadors. Look at how small that boat is. There's no way there's more than 5. And then they just start pouring on the shore. It's like, we claim this in the name of the crown, or the
they actually say it in this game.
Spanish Armada.
The Vatican.
Oh, the Vatican.
The Vatican.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and by the way, you do always have to go into the other world once just to be able to talk to the maiden in red, which is why I always kind of like I hang the bell, I go in there, I immediately go back out, and then suddenly she's here too. That's how you get in a little bit more lore, as you do. All right, and then one more page scrap, and then it is, I think, the final area we're going to do for this one. Another one of the bigger, I think actually maybe the most important of the camps, if I'm not entirely mistaken. Yes, a little bit more stuff about the Lord Governor. Been hearing a lot about this character.
I'm sure the Lord Governor is unimpeachably, incorruptible.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, you got it. I mean, I've been telling you so much about like what's going to be happening in the plot so far.
I'm sure it's going to be just like he's gonna show up. He's gonna be like a right honest gentleman. Give you thank you for ridding.
Yes, of course.
Ridding the crown of our enemies. I want to be your friend. And then you turn around.
Definitely. He's definitely not already dead like everyone else.
You turn around and then he strikes you through the heart with a dagger, and you ask, why did you do that? Why did you do that, Lord Governor? You were so honorable.
My reaction to that was, oh no. Okay, anyway, let's get out the melee.
It's like, well, I have to. I'm the betrayer. And then the game ends.
So anyway, new enemy type, giant spiders. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
They're giant. There are the like small dog size spiders, and then there's the like horse size spiders.
Ooh, okay.
That was a small dog size spider. All of them go down in a single melee hit as you do. And of course. Oh my god. I cannot even tell you how many times it's just like, I'm trying to read a note here. Do you mind?
I feel
Game
like
does not freeze when you're doing that.
A lot of the impetus for these enemies just came from like, well, what's spooky to me? Like, skeletons are spooky to me.
The skeletons are quite spooky for me.
But you know what? What if we had some spiders? Spiders are really spooky.
I think actually there was one giant spider that did appear in the very, very first area. I
think so, yeah.
The first fort.
Yeah.
But I don't remember if I include that in the video or not.
Okay. It doesn't seem like it's completely new to me.
I mean, it did giant spiders in video games. I just like that's a thing.
Okay.
All right, Fort Hope, making our way down to, like I said, this is where the Lord Governor actually resides. By the way,
the Lord Governor,
Lord Governor James Markley. What was that?
I think I was doing like I was trying to do a British, like some kind of English accent or something.
I don't even know what I was trying to do. But anyway, still just kind of, and as being a like large fort, this is also one where I'm going to be doing a lot of totems. But I think I'm going to save, I'm going to save that one for the next episode, just because, well, made a lot of ground here in the New World.
Lord Governor, no, sorry, no, I was trying to do English. Okay, I think I did Southern accent again. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to try this.
I actually hear that like English accents apparently at this point in time did sound a lot more like Southern accents.
We just have to do the Dick Van Dyke thing.
Oh boy. Oh no, not
everyone,
no, please God, no. No. No.
What's that?
Anyway.
Okay. Seems like there's a lot of just...
I don't think we actually see any sort of French colonies around here. I'm actually not even sure what that note is about.
Wow, Dick Van Dyke is
DLC?
still alive. He's 96.
Yeah. And there's the big one.
Oh, that's actually kind of scary.
Well, I mean, is it kind of scary when I just stab him once with my pocket knife?
No, and honestly, it's the kind of thing where it's like it would be a lot. Honestly, it looked worse when it was bigger, so it actually was less scary than it would have been. You know what I mean? Like it was.
It's an interesting dichotomy.
I don't know if that's true, but okay.
Well, I mean, the small ones versus the big ones, and wanting to make things small versus big.
That is a dichotomy, I guess, yeah, or more of a continuum, actually.
Small, big, small.
Kind of the opposite
small,
of a dichotomy,
big,
actually.
small.
Okay, well, we finally got this episode.
Anyway, no, we don't. We still gotta go fight a whole bunch of the Ash guys here.
Ooh, that's too bad.
The Ashen ones. Straight from Dark Souls 3 into Betrayer. 3 years before it came out. But anyway. Yeah.
It's weird to think
if I wasn't at such low health, it would have been super easy. And also, if I wasn't being followed by other guys at the same time, too. Okay, whatever.
It is actually.
You know what? Forget about the bow.
Now that you mention it, it is kind of weird that this game is after Dark Souls came out.
4 years after it, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. But of course, it's like, what was this around? When did the PC version come out? Because that was when Dark Souls really
I think that was
off.
2012.
Was it just 1 year later? I thought it took longer for some reason because I
I
remember a lot of people being hopeful for it for a while, and hopeful, perhaps maybe a little bit more irritating that way where they're just like, the Dark Souls, when's it coming to the PC already?
Looks like it was 2011 and it was in 2012 when the petition started. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there was a big petition and everything. Oh my god! No, okay, now it's coming back.
You're cringing. It's like, oh god, there was a petition. Oh my god, I signed that.
I did not sign that. I actually played Dark Souls, the original Dark Souls, well after I played even Dark Souls 3, I think.
Okay.
Demon Souls, on the other hand, I played that one back on the PS3.
Yeah.
Which is why, I was big. I watched a lot of other people play it and everything, but it actually took me quite a while to end up playing it myself.
So I'm just looking up Souls.
Looking around for the one more enemy that will allow me to unlock the save point. Anybody want to show up? Anybody? Come on, I got a pocket knife with your name on it. Surely somebody's around here. Whatever. Oh no, it did actually unlock. I remember wandering around there, wondering why it wasn't doing that, and then I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm gonna go read more stuff. Well, anyway, next time, the finale actually.